Castleford Tigers 16, a brilliant win this one for the Robins. Now they are 4 points ahead of Leeds in the 6th spot in Super League, 2 ahead of Salford. Salford appear to be going one way, more of that later in the sheds for this week. But this was an important win for the Robins, having gone through in the Challenge Cup to the final. The emotion of all that, to then back up against the Castleford Tigers, was very impressive indeed, especially by this scoreline. Brad Schneider, what a signing this guy has been. He has proved his quality throughout the month of July. 2 more assists in this one. The first one, of course, out on the wing to Tom Opachicki's 8th try of the season. The only thing that was missing for that try was the Benny Hill theme tune. What was going on? It was everywhere, wasn't it? Oh, you knew it was it was unbelievable, wasn't it? Oh, yes, but there goes Opacic. In he goes. Thank you very much. We'll have the opening score of the game. Then, of course, Reece Kennedy getting off the mark. That's his first try for Hull KR since arriving from the NRL. And then a beautiful try from Kane Lynette. Beautiful. Absolutely sumptuous offload from Sean Kennedy down. You saw it a moment ago. Off went Mikey Lewis down the left-hand side like he does. Over it comes to Kane Lynette and over it goes. A real solid 16-0 start. But you've got to give credit to Castleford. Castleford are in torrid form. This is their 4th defeat in a row. They really are having a relegation battle now with Wakefield. Roll on the 18th of August when those two go head-to-head. But yeah, Will Tate and Jack Broadbent hitting back with 2 successive tries then for the Castleford Tigers. It's as good as it got for them, because straight after the break, Matt Parcell. Parcell, what a player. Second half, unplayable. Still one of the best hookers in Super League, bar none. 2 beautiful assists from Parcell in this game. The first, though, the lovely jinky run in and around the halfway line. You'll see it at the end of in the sheds in a few moments' time. Off he goes, Minchella, and over goes Elliot Minchella, a guy who's been having a great season all year. And then Batchelor, the Batchelor try. What is Joe Westerman? Really poor defence from him and Miller. Players with that much experience to allow Batchelor such an easy score. And once that went in, it really was game over. Good to see Batchelor back, of course. Ethan Ryan then going in on the right-hand side. He's had a good season, Ryan. He's been playing all over the park, hasn't he, for the Robins? Really putting in a good shift for them throughout the campaign. And, of course, he scored in the Challenge Cup, didn't he? Really good, solid performance, this one, from Ethan Ryan as well. He had a fine match indeed. 142 metres from 17 carries in this one for Ethan Ryan. Really solid, no matter where you play him. And then, of course, Greg Eden getting his traditional try. There's one thing that we know about Castleford Tigers. If they're going to score a few tries, Mr. Eden will be in and amongst them. But yeah, this is a really good performance from Hull KR. There's been a lot of concerns for Hull KR, certainly because of the injury problems that they've had. But, you know, the acquisition of Schneider, we saw it against Leeds. A couple of in the previous round in Super League before the Challenge Cup semi-final. We saw his quality again in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup. And here he comes again against Castleford Tigers. It's been a brilliant acquisition. It steadied the ship. It gives them hope. It really, really does. Not only in the Challenge Cup final against Lee, but also in terms of the playoff aspirations that they've got for 2023. And at the moment, they're in the box seat. You know, 22 points now for Hull KR. They're sitting 2 ahead of Salford. Salford appear to be in free fall. The departure of Tyler Dupree. They've got injury problems there at Salford. All just doesn't seem well. Alex Longstaff, of course, recalled by Warrington, of course, sold on to Ferris and Rovers. The strength in depth now, real problem there at Salford. I can only really see them going one way. 4 points ahead of Leeds Rhinos. That could be pivotal as the season goes on. Leeds, I think, the team most likely out of the chasing pack for the top 6 to maybe get a roll on and to make those teams above them a little bit nervous. But I think this is a really big win for Hull KR. It really is. This one, I think, perhaps if they were to stay in the 6 and stay at 6 at the end of the season, this could be the game, you know, to back up from that Challenge Cup game and do what they've done here. Absolutely brilliant. We've already said Opachik has had a good season for the Robins this year. There's some other notable performances. Mikey Lewis, playing again, a player that's playing fullback at the moment. You know, he's had to move around since the arrival of Schneider. 143 metres, 22 carries. You know, might be a little bit iffy up over in terms of the high ball, Lewis, but what he brings in terms of coming in on the phases, both left and right, he's quite potent, isn't it? And maybe, just maybe, that could be a masterstroke come the end of the campaign. Like I say, 143 metres from him. Brilliant. Bachelor back to his best, 102 metres in this one. Minchella, 117. But here's the key element of this game, right? Castleford Tigers, I really have got genuine concerns for the Castleford Tigers. And I know that Castleford Tigers fans out there have got concerns as well. In this one, 1,471 metres. Yeah, played 1,031, over 400 metres more Hull KR made in this game. They had to tackle 54 more times than KR. They missed tackles for the Tigers 53. That was over double what KR missed in this game. That's just simply not good enough. And I think Castleford now are in real problem. The other thing that I'm seeing as well from Andy Last is there's a lot of changes, isn't there? A lot of changes. Yes, he's brought in a load of new recruits. You know, a couple of those featured in this one, the likes of Foster being an example of that. I think they've unearthed some quality players this season. I think Wallace is doing all right on the left edge. Broadbent, I think, has had a decent season for them. But they're starting to move the pack around a little bit now. You know, they're starting to bring players in and out, Tate being an example of that. And I think at the moment, they're a club in disarray. He doesn't know which team to pick. He said in the after-match press conference that some of the more senior statesmen need to stand up and be counted. I don't see them doing that. I think momentum's with Wakefield. I really, really do. And that game is not to be missed on August 18th. It really isn't. I've got real concerns for the Castleford Tigers. So let's see what happens next for these two teams. Of course, looming large is that Challenge Cup final for Hull KR. They go up against the team that they knocked out next week. That's right. They go up against the Wigan Warriors away at the DW Stadium, and I, for one, I think Wigan will probably come out on top on that. Wouldn't be surprised if he rests a few key players for that one, Willie Peters, if I'm being brutally honest. And then, of course, the game against Leigh at Wembley before coming back to go to St Helens away, and then they host the Leigh Leopards. So some massive games now for Hull KR over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks. As for the Castleford Tigers, well, we know that Wakefield game's on the way, but before that arrives, they play Huddersfield. Huddersfield 3 from 3 in July, so Huddersfield will be going for 4 from 4. So if they was to beat Castleford, that sets it up beautifully for that game on August the 18th when Wakefield Trinity roll into the jungle. Oh yeah, and then it's going to be St Helens at home before Warrington away. Some really tricky fixtures there for the Castleford Tigers. They're being sucked in without doubt. If I'm the Castleford Tigers fans, I'm very concerned indeed, and I'm sure they are. But yeah, I mean, like I say, some really good performance. Real big note here for Parcell. I thought Parcell on the day, brilliant. Schneider yet again, brilliant. Lewis, good also. Well done, Hull KR. It takes a real quality side to back up from that emotional win against the Wigan Warriors in the Challenge Cup. You've done exactly that. And perhaps this could be that performance, like I say, that just at the end of the season was the difference between you being in the playoff positions and not. Congratulations to all the Robins fans out there, especially for your trip to Wembley. That's it. Hull KR 34, Castleford Tigers 16. Subscribe, comment, share, tell your friends. That's been In the Shed. Bye for now.